All right, welcome to Stocktoberfest. I am torn. Yeah, we can raise that up. Welcome to Stocktoberfest. I'm torn between my deep love for all of you after yesterday and last night and my strong desire to go back to bed. Most people that are here have been here other years in the past, but there are new people, so I want to bring everyone up to speed first. 2016 was my fourth Stocktoberfest. It was my first as CEO, and we spent, I'm not going to say the number because we have investors in the room, but a ton of money on a presentation so that I could relaunch the company and really say what I wanted to say, and I spent a lot of time and energy, and we spent a lot of money on this. And this is what we got out of it. We got a Business Insider article that is titled, I don't know if you guys can read this, Desperate Housewives Actress Hosts a boozy Stocktoberfest to help millennials invest. Yeah, you should be. The woman who wrote that article, but not the headline, is in this room. Good job, Melissa. Anyway, that's what that money got us. We learned our lesson. This is yesterday. This is 2018. This is how we're going to roll from now on. We're going to take duffel bags full of cash, and we're going to talk fintech, and that's it. All right.
I got people for that.
Rob has people for that. All right, so look, this is my favorite day of the year. I know we're here to talk about all kinds of finance and fintech and lots of things, but I want to talk about StockTwits also because obviously everybody knows I always talk about how this is my favorite day of the year. I love StockTwits. I was a giant proponent and involved with the company before 2.5 years ago when I joined as CEO. And I will also say that you can look at a lot of charts of a lot of founders and companies, and they all look like this. They go up and to the right. That's what charts do, or else you don't put them on slides. What you can't do very easily is make a chart that looks like this organically, where you're not spending a dollar on marketing. We are standing in front of a large demographic wave. My job is basically to not screw this up, of young people who have taken more control of their financial future, who make decisions based on social and discovery-based means, and we are the largest social platform for investing and trading, period. That is what we do. We have 1.7 million registered users. We have 350,000 monthly actives, 150,000 daily actives. If you know Dow over Mao as a media metric, that's incredibly high. We have very, very strong engagement. And the ability to have a community that spends an hour a day time on site is the foundation for a lot of good things that are coming. 2019 is going to be huge for StockTwits in ways that I'm not necessarily going to talk about here, all of them, maybe later at the bar, but we're definitely going to have an exciting year. StockTwits goes up and to the right, and we are accelerating that. The other thing that we did, and I know there are a lot of people in this room that are involved with this, not just StockTwits people, one of the problems that you have when you have a large and growing community that grows 40 to 60% a year at our size and scale is you start to have a lot of problems about organizing information. Like, how do you get what you want? How do you see what you want? And there are basically two ways you can solve that problem. So like Facebook and Twitter primarily solve it through editorial means. We're going to show you the things that we think that you should see, or we're going to algorithmically do that, or we're going to have editors or whatever they call them at Facebook. The other way, which is the way that we chose, is to empower your own community to self-organize. So what we did is something that honestly we probably could have done years ago. We empowered our 1.7 million members to create their own spaces around whatever they think is interesting. So they can self-organize, and we started talking about this, and we launched it last month. Since last month, we have 5,700 rooms that have been created, and you can create a room about anything you want. I mean, some of them are hilarious. I created a room called Ian, and now people ask me questions, and now I regret it. And I'm going to shut it down. We have almost 300,000 people that are subscribed to different rooms, and they are organizing around these conversations around topics people find interesting. I mean, I listed the sort of top rooms by daily actives. So marijuana, no surprise. This is our community. Marijuana, buy the dip, charts, day trading, and biotechs. But there is everything in there. Daily fantasy sports. Talk to Howard. All kinds of different things, right? So that's exciting because it allows people to flatten the hierarchy of organization across millions and millions of things. We have 200,000 messages a day. It's very difficult to keep an eye on like a stream like a Tesla or an Apple. This allows our community to self-organize. I encourage everyone to set up their own room. Then, kind of separately, again, a lot of people in this room here today are involved with this. Historically, over the life of StockTwits, there was this push-pull relationship between people that were building their businesses on our community. I mean, we have a great community, a great audience. People want to get in front of them. And we'd have this kind of like, listen, that's kind of promotional. You should really advertise, or I don't know, are you really contributing, or are you really pumping your product? Well, what we should have been doing that entire time, and we're doing now, is helping those people, helping the people that have expertise get in front of a fantastic audience because they have something to offer, helping them market those things, helping people sign up for those things, and creating that space in sort of a mutually beneficial, helpful way. And the example that I always give, because that's all sort of like fun and games, and the example I give is WordPress. Like before WordPress, if I had something to say, maybe I would, what I wouldn't do is set up a web page and type a bunch of text and go sell advertising, because I have a day job. I'm just not going to do that. But once WordPress said, hey, you can write what you want, and we're going to help you socialize it, we're going to publish it, we'll help you monetize it, then anyone can be a blogger and have a side hustle in that way. So I'm excited for like the CoinDesk and IBD and Zax. These are great names, and we have a lot of other big name companies that are doing it, but I'm way more excited for like Joe from Palm Beach, who has 5,000 followers, who says, you know what, people will give me a couple dollars to hear what I have to say about my particular area of expertise. This is going to be enormous for the company. So 2019 is going to be very big. Again, I hate to be like a tease about this, but we're doing a lot of big things right now that are going to manifest in the company in some pretty wide-ranging ways. But just so everyone here who, look, we have people in here who are friends of the program, people who are investors, people who are community members, and I want everyone to think about the company this way. We have this idea of a category of infosocial. Infosocial, there are other examples like LinkedIn or Yelp, but in finance, who is the infosocial leader in finance? Who is the LinkedIn or the Yelp, or if you want to take like the one app that you use, the Spotify, you know, the Netflix for videos or for music. So in finance, what you have to have in order to own that category is you have to have a deep, deep community and social aspect, which is by far the hardest thing to have. And that's the thing we have. You have to have the ability to provide information about that topic, which we do very, very well. You have to be able to provide some kind of transactional component where you can actually take some kind of action. And you have to be able to educate and entertain people so that they want to come back and hang out all day. So we have this deep engagement where people hang out all day, all the time. They love it. I talk to people who say, I love StockTwits. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But the only thing they know about the company is our Instagram. They don't even know we have a platform. They just like our Instagram. So we're big to be building out all four of these bubbles over the next couple of years, but some big steps this year. The other thing I wanted to highlight, because it's literally one of my, well, it might be my favorite thing that I didn't know about the company before I joined. We do 180 in-person events a year, 180. 180 events in 37 cities, organized by our community. So we do Stocktoberfest West, we organize that. Stocktoberfest East, we organize that. We do some future forums. But our community organizes themselves 180 times a year. Once a month, 6 people get together at a bar in Palm Beach. Once every 3 months, people get together in Kansas City. They do this themselves because people genuinely like talking about their interests, and we have provided that community. StockTwits is the community for talking about investing and trading in person, online. This is the foundation from which we grow. All right, this has become a little bit of a tradition, but I've tried to update it. This is Stocktoberfest West. It is my favorite, as Joe Burgoyne pointed out earlier today, I often say, this is my favorite day of the year. There are 100 people here. There's a reason there's 100 people here. Everyone here is weird or interesting or fun or cool or all of those things, but not Jenny from the blockchain. I don't know why. Keep your name tag on. I shamelessly stole this from Sean Park at Alchemist. Keep your name tag on because it just makes it easier to talk to people. Coronado is not someplace where you should be on your laptop. If you need a note for your teacher to say there was no Wi-Fi here, we will happily provide it. I made this up on the plane. I hope you're all proud of me. Deals done on the deck of the Dell, delve deeper as daylight devolves. The 8 Ds. Thank you. Honestly, it's like the most creative thing I've done all year. What? And Taylor will be passing out blank term sheets and aspirin. Let's do some business. All right. So everybody here is our friend or a friend of a friend, which means that you can talk to anyone. Everyone here is math. They know the transitive property. For people that are more English oriented, that's what it looks like. And most importantly, respect privacy. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, conversations had, unless you're on camera, in which case we are indexing the shit out of you. Other than that, try to keep people's privacy. That's it. Welcome to Stocktoberfest.